Hello, it's Phil Thatch, and Heather and I are here at Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. It's getting pretty close to golden hour any second. May already have started. And, Heather got her master's degree at the University of Georgia, but she got her bachelor's degree right here at Lee University. And we decided we wanted to come do a sunset photo shoot tonight. And Heather picked the spot. And what's the name of this building, Heather?
This is the Science and Math Complex.
The Science and Math Complex, and it is an absolutely beautiful building from both this side and the other side. It's kind of shaped like a V, yeah. And we're going to do our first shot from the kind of the outside of the V, looking at the bottom of the V, because the sun's setting right over there, and that's the base of the V. And then we might stick around and do a blue hour shot from inside the V, maybe even a blue hour pano. So we're going to get set up, and way down there we're going to get set up and see what we can do. The sun's coming from that way, straight across at it, and the way it's kind of hitting those poles is kind of the way I like for light to hit a tree that I'm making a photograph of. It's giving it more depth. I'm going to try to get a lot of height out of the tripod so there's less lens distortion. Oh man, do I have my glasses? I do. So I'm going to keep working on this composition. There's some clouds right there. I wish they would kind of spread out evenly behind the building. But the more level I can get this camera, the less lens distortion that there will be. And that's pretty close to dead level. I've got the function button on the front of the camera set to where I touch it. It gives a 10x zoom so I can manually focus and dial it right in. This is the only photograph I made with the 24-70 in this video. All the rest are with the old 1973 vintage Minolta 50mm f1.4. I love the golden hour light on the building here and the ominous clouds overhead. There was a cold front that was moving in, and eventually there were no clouds at all. Okay, so now we're on the other side of the, what's this building called?
Science and Math Complex.
Of the Science and Math Complex. The sun is starting to go down. It's way over towards the very left-hand side, so I'm worried it's going to make the sky bright over there and dim over here, so we may wait until we're deep in the blue hour. But the plan is to make a pano of the building with the camera on the tripod vertically, and I had the 24-70 on, and the right focal length for it was 50mm, so I thought it would be fun to get the Minolta 50mm f1.4 from 1973. Of course, I won't be shooting at 1.4. It'll be more like f11 or maybe even f16. And I thought it'd be fun to do the pano with this vintage lens. Okay, so when I do my pano, when I'm vertical, it's hard to get a remote cable release into the side of the camera. So what I'm going to do is use a 5-second timer, and instead of doing just one shot, I'm going to have it do 9 shots. Surely I can get the whole building in 9 shots. And if you go to menu section C2 in your Z6, you can set the amount of time in between each shot on a time shot. And I've got it set to the maximum of 3 seconds. So I should be able to listen to it click, move it a little bit and let go so it can steady, and then click again in 3 seconds. So I'm taking a picture of my hand in between each pano, so when I'm in Lightroom I can see the 9 shots with the hand pictures on either side, so I know which ones go with which ones. And as the sun's going down, I'm taking pano after pano until hopefully I get one that's pretty good. Right now it's definitely too early. There's too much sun from over there, but I'm going to show you the process while there's some pretty good light on me. I turn my timer back on for 5 seconds. Remember, with a 3-second interval between each of the 9 shots I'm going to do. Press the button, wait for the 5-second countdown. 1 shot, move. 2 shots, move. 3 shots, move. 4 shots, move. 5 shots, move. 6 shots, move. 7 shots, move, 8 shots, move, 9 shots. Turn the camera off and back on. That turns the self-timer off, so you're automatically back in 1-shot mode. You can take a picture of your hand and repeat. Okay, so here is that 9-shot panorama. The sky looks great on the right-hand side of the photo, but on the left-hand side it's just too bright with the setting sun in the background, and that's after using a graduated filter and a luminosity mask to try to even it up a little bit. But I still like the photo, it's just not perfect, and now we'll look at it in full instead of the scrolling version. As you can see, I used the 50mm Minolta lens at f11 at 1/4 of a second for this 9-shot panorama. So it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good while before the sun gets down far enough to do my pano. So I've still got the 51.4 on. I've got it at f16, and I've got myself set up to do a bracket, so I might HDR just maybe just the center. I'm not exactly sure. But the background sky is beautiful. So let's see here. I've got myself set up for a 9-shot auto exposure bracket with an increment of 1 stop. So I'll need to also turn on my 9-shot timer. And it should make 9 different exposures of this same shot that I've got framed up here. 1/400th, 1/200th, 1/100th, 1/50th, 1/25th, 1/13th, we're losing our clouds, 1/6th, and 1/3. And the last one will be 1/1.6. Click, click, and we're done. Now let's turn all that bracket stuff off so we don't have any more bracketing when we don't want bracketing. Okay, so here is the high dynamic range 9-shot image of the science and math complex. You know, Lightroom will do that for you. You just tell it to do an HDR photo blend or a panorama photo blend, and it can actually do both, but that's a lot of work in the field getting all those shots. So we're just kind of fiddling around waiting for blue hour, and I made a picture of Heather with the 51.4 at 1.4 in the building completely out of focus in the background, and then just happened to notice that this neat little clock brick thingy has the moon directly behind it. Well, if I line up perfect to where I'm looking straight down the middle of it, you can't see the moon. But when I'm lined up right here, it's pretty good. So I've manually focused, and I'm at f16 to kind of have the moon in focus. I'm actually focusing on the clock. And let me make sure I have, there's a 10-second timer. That'll be close enough. But I think it's really going to be a neat shot. And there's nice light back there. The sky's starting to kind of turn pink around that full moon. Yeah, even though the focus point's not at infinity where the moon is, you can still see some detail in the moon in the shot. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this is the photo of Heather, and this is the only f1.4 photo in the entire video. All the rest of them I was at f11 or f16. But there's Heather with the building behind her, and here's the photo of the clock, and you can see the moon in the background, and there is even a little bit of detail in the moon, and this photo is not a composite. That's all one image. Okay, so this campus just gets prettier and prettier. We came down the hill from where the clock was with the moon under it, and there's this beautiful fountain right here with an eternal flame, and behind it is another beautiful building with another clock, and that clock's backlit. So I'm still using the Minolta 50mm. I am at, actually, yeah, I'm going to stay at f16, I think. And my focus point is the fountain right under the flame, so hopefully the building will be somewhat in focus. Actually, I haven't focused yet. Okay, so I'm going to do a 1/6 of a second on this shot. Okay, so that might be kind of cool. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's kind of neat. I think I'm going to focus just a little further back. We'll sacrifice focus on the fountain just a little bit to focus behind it some. And I think that should maybe dial everything in. Yeah, that's good. That's what I'm looking for right there. The background's in focus, the foreground's in focus, and I didn't put my focus point on either one of them. Okay, so this is my favorite photo of the entire day, and it wasn't what we planned to shoot. And look at the clock, it says 8:34. Sunset was 8:30 that night. I really like the way everything's in focus, and I focused just behind the flame in my preparation for the shot. I'm doing another vertical shot of
The Science and Math Complex?
the Science and Math Complex, and it's lit from inside, but only in the middle part, which is the prettiest part. We might actually go back to the other side and do another shot, but this path comes right at you out of the Math and Science Complex, and then it bears off to the right. So in my shot, the path has a leading line coming in from the side and then bending right into the subject, even though the subject is dead in the middle. And I'm still shooting at ISO 100 f11, and you know, I won't be able to tell what these shots are that I've been doing. I've been moving around between f11 and f8 on these landscape shots with this 1.4 lens, and I'll probably just have to guess when I put my settings in the shots. But this particular one is at f11, and it's kind of pretty because there's lights on the path and there's lights in the building, and we got the sunset going on. You know, it's actually past sunset, but the sun is going down in the background. It's really kind of pretty. I'm looking, oh, we do have, this is the lens with the six blades.
Stars.
So the lights down the hallway or down the concrete path do have the 6-pointed stars that this lens makes. No other lens I have makes 6-pointed stars like this. So that's kind of a neat feature of this lens. That makes me want to do another one at f16 to see if I can get those bigger. Same exact composition except for 1 second and f16 to try to get the stars bigger. And I think that they're pretty big. I mean, they're not huge, they're not ridiculous, but they're pretty big. They look pretty cool. I'm gonna do that same shot, except for I'm going to expose it at 1/1.6, which I think is 0.8 of a second. Same exact thing, because parts of the lights were overexposed. It's pretty cool. It's still noticeably brighter over there than over there, so I think it's not pano time yet. This may be my second favorite photo of the video. I really like the way this one turned out. I love the 6-pointed stars that Minolta 50mm lens produces. You know, it's got two tricks. It does 6-pointed stars and it's an f1.4, so it has great bokeh, and that's a nice combination. This photo, I like the composition with the leading lines coming in from the right. I pretty much like everything about it. I wish maybe there was a little bit more drama going on in the sky, but by this time all the clouds had left. Okay, we came all the way back to the other side where we started of the Science and Math building here, and I'm at f16, ISO 100, 6 seconds. I've still got the Minolta lens on, getting a shot of this beautiful building, just the center part of it, because I don't want to change lenses. I'm kind of committed to 50mm for the rest of the night. Let me take a look at that and see if it appears to be in focus and without motion blur. A lot of 6-pointed stars on the lights in the hallway. Okay, we can go back. I'm not really thrilled with this one, but I did like it enough to share it. I like the way the hallway looks in the bottom of the photograph, probably more than anything else on it. But it's really a beautiful building from all directions, but this is not my favorite shot. Okay, I'm doing an f16 and 10-second one. Just to be completely insane. Let's make that F16 in 15 seconds. So it's going to be very crazy. Let's see if I can mess this up. There's our timer. One shot. Got to be ready to move it in 3 seconds when the shot gets done. So with each exposure 15 seconds and there being 3 seconds between each one, this takes forever. So I sped this portion of the photo session up 800% as I make this crazy panorama. I didn't go over as far as I used to because I don't want that lens flare. Pretty sure that's the last one, although I quit counting. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna look back at that shot. Oh, there's definitely still lens flare in it. Oh, there's lens flare all over the place. This thing is a disaster. Pano not good. I was able to get most of the lens flare out of the sky, and so I did share this photo with you, even though at the time I said pano not good. There's still a lot of lens flare right around the center portion of the building that I couldn't take out without messing up the building itself. And now I'll show you the entire shot. I just wanted to share it with you because I worked so hard on it. I think that's Venus in the sky at the top left. And, you know, we stayed so late to try to get this one shot. So I'm sharing it whether it's great or not. Well, we have had a crazy night of photography. I don't know if any of the blue hour shots are going to be good. I think some of the best shots are down the hill with the fire, the flame, and the fountain. And what's the building behind it called?
The Humanities Building?
The Humanities Building. That Heather said, let's go see this fountain. And I think some of the best pictures may be from there. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for watching. Have a great day. We appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to put that on your face. You can put yours on my face. Oh. Bye-bye.